Hello fans and friends across the universe, welcome to my YouTube channel From Me to You. My name's Keir Smith and today I want to talk about my favourite Beatles song sung by Ringo Starr. It's also a song he wrote and it can be found on this album. The Beatles' 1969 release, Abbey Road, and the song is called Octopus's Garden. As tensions within the group began to rise during the sessions for the Beatles' White Album, Ringo temporarily left the group. He went to see John first of all and he said, "Look, I'm not playing great, you three are really close, I'm kind of out of it." And John just looked at him and said, "Oh, I thought it was you three." And Ringo said, "Okay." So then he went to see Paul and he said the same thing. "Look, I'm not playing great, you three are really close." And Paul said, "Oh, I thought it was you three." So feeling that the group were in a little bit of a mixed up stage at the time, Ringo thought a holiday may help. So he took his then wife Maureen, his sons Zach and Jason, a nanny I believe, and he headed off for the little Italian island of Sardinia, and that's where he got the idea for Octopus's Garden. While in Sardinia, comedian Peter Sellers lent Ringo his yacht for the day, and when it came to ordering lunch, Ringo asked the captain for fish and chips, but was served squid and chips, and Ringo said, "We don't eat squid, where's the cod?" He later ate the squid and said that it was a little bit rubbery and tasted like chicken. Ringo got talking to the captain and he said, "I stayed out on the deck with him and we talked about octopuses. He told me that they hang out in their caves and they go around the seabed finding shiny stones, tin cans and bottles to put in front of their cave like a garden. I thought this was fabulous because at the time I just wanted to be under the sea too." A couple of takes later with the guitar and we had Octopus's Garden. At the start of the Let It Be film, you see Ringo playing Octopus's Garden on the piano in front of George Harrison and George Martin, and that clip would have been taken from early 1969, but the Beatles actually worked on Octopus's Garden in April and perfected it in July of 1969. Octopus's Garden starts with that wonderful riff from George Harrison that goes up, down and back around in a joyful groove. Ringo comes in on the drums, Paul plays that bouncing bass line, but John plays that lovely melodic picked guitar part that really gives this song a relaxed and dreamlike mood. And Ringo enters in good voice as he sings "I'd Like to Be Under the Sea in an Octopus's Garden in the Shade." He'd let us in, knows where we've been, in his Octopus's Garden in the shade. But it's as Ringo then sings, "I'd ask my friends to come and see an Octopus's Garden with me," that you hear this jolly, up-tempo, honky-tonk style piano from Paul McCartney. And that really lights up the song for me. The chorus part is then repeated and onto the second verse. And it's here where those lush backing vocals make an entry after Ringo sings "We would be warm and below the storm in our little hideaway beneath the waves." And those oohs and the ahs and the way that the latter part is elongated, it's absolutely fantastic. And then as Ringo sings "Resting Our Head on the Seabed," George is playing these great guitar licks, it's so good. And Paul's piano re-enters as Ringo sings "We would sing and dance around because we know we can't be found." I love the childlike innocence of these lyrics, and then Ringo's tidy drum fill takes us back to the chorus, which leads us on to the solo. And George's superb euphonic solo plays, and George has played many great solos in the Beatles' back catalogue, but this is in the higher reaches for me. You then hear the sound of bubbles, which was simply created by blowing through a straw into a glass of water. And Ringo challenged Geoff Emerick, the Beatles engineer, to make the vocals in this section sound as if they were being sung underwater, and he used compressors and limiters to create that wobbly, gargling sound that you hear. And onto the final verse: "We would shout and swim about the coral that lies beneath the waves," and then those backing vocals re-enter, "Lies beneath the ocean waves. Oh, what joy for every girl and boy, knowing they're happy and they're safe, happy and we're safe." Just so warm and beautiful, and gives me goosebumps. I love it. And Ringo sings "We would be so happy, you and me, no one there to tell us what to do." And again, I really like the childlike lyric here and the idea that you can have fun and not be told off for doing so. It's very cute. And then the chorus takes us to the end of the song: "I'd like to be under the sea in an Octopus's Garden with you." And George is playing these great lead guitar parts around it. The harmonies come back in and the song gets tidied up beautifully. Absolute perfection. John called it a ring-along, sing-along. It's a very well crafted song. The Beatles worked hard on this and they all played their parts superbly well. And I also like where it's sequenced on the Abbey Road album between the heavier material of Oh Darling and I Want You She's So Heavy. The song is so warm and infectious, very melodic, and it's a real highlight of the Abbey Road album for me, and yeah, I love it dearly. So there you have it. That was Octopus's Garden, a hugely popular Beatles song and my personal favourite from Ringo. But how do you rate it? Please leave your comments below. Please give the video the thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to the channel. There'll be lots more to come. Thanks as always for watching. See you next time.